Thanks everyone for indulging that brief recess. Just for point of order, because we had previously tabled the motion to proceed on this 1.25 mil 5-year permanent improvement levy, I need to dismiss the current motion on the floor to approve the levy, and then ask for everyone to consider the amendment to amend our agenda that we have this evening. We need to amend our agenda to actually take up a motion to reconsider the issue that was tabled previously. And then once we have reconsidered that motion, then we can proceed with the approval of the motion. So first thing I need this evening is an approval or a motion to amend tonight's agenda on the motion to reconsider.
So moved.
Mr. Newmoff. All right, Mr. Bush, have a roll call, please.
Mr. Newmoff?
Yes.
Mr. Bush?
Yes.
Ms. Kalinowski?
Yes.
Vice President Darrow?
Yes.
President McClelland?
Yes, thank you very much. And then on the motion to reconsider the motion that was tabled in our previous meeting, and that would be the reconsideration of a resolution on the 1.25 mil 5-year permanent improvement levy. I need a motion to reconsider, please.
Are you recalling it?
Is that the right
Recalling?
term? I'm recalling.
You're
Yes.
recalling.
Yes.
Okay.
So moved.
Ms. Kalinowski, Mr. Darrow, roll call, please.
Ms. Kalinowski?
Yes.
Vice President Darrow?
Yes.
Mr. Newmoff?
Yes.
Mr. Bush?
Yes.
President McClelland?
Yes. And with all that parliamentary procedure out of the way, I then need a motion on the resolution to proceed on the 1.25 mil 5-year permanent improvement levy. We've already had discussion, but I still need a motion to proceed. So moved. Mr. Darrow. Second. Mr. Bush. Is there any further discussion? I know we've probably exhausted it by now, but any further discussion on the permanent improvement levy?
Per Robert's rules, do we need to recall any of that discussion, or is the previous discussion, does it still apply?
My understanding is that would still apply because it's still probably part of, well, it would not be part of the record, although it's probably been part of the video.
It's part of the public record.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's what really matters, is that the discussions are in public, right?
Yes, but if you would like to.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm happy.
Let's just say this. We all know that there are significant costs that they're going to happen, that we've done the work to provide pretty accurate estimates of what we need, that we already have money allocated out of the general revenue fund to do this. This is a very fiscally responsible way to do things. What it provides is a dedicated fund for us to pay for these important improvements that we need, but it also allows us some flexibility in the general revenue fund, whether that is having more resources available for just the general operating, for the ability to potentially stretch out the need for levies in the future, to potentially ask for smaller levies in the future because we have this dedicated fund. This is just a smart way to conduct business. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and we have $120 million in hard assets, and this will generate about $1.1 million a year to protect and maintain them.
Less than 1%.
Okay. So with that discussion, this would be a vote for the approval on our resolution to proceed with the 1.25 mil 5-year permanent improvement levy. Could I have a roll call, please?
Vice President Darrow?
Yes.
Mr. Bush?
Yes.
Mr. Newmoff?
Yes.
Ms. Kalinowski?
Yes.
President McClelland?
Yes. The resolution passes. Next, we have on the agenda superintendent items A and B. I have a motion on the superintendent items, please.
So moved.
Ms. Kalinowski,
Second.
Mr. Newmoff, Mr. Sawyers.
Thank you, President McClellan. Board of Education members, for your consideration this evening, a recommendation for approval are 3 action items within 2 categories. The first is the motion to approve the bus routes for the 2017-18 school year in accordance with Board of Education policy and Ohio Revised Code. Long story short, we have 46 bus routes within our school district. For the 2017-18 school year, it's still my recommendation that we continue to transport all students enrolled in grades kindergarten through 5 And in addition to that, students who are eligible for transportation in grades 6 through 12 are those students who live more than 2 geographical miles from their school of attendance, with exception to the fact that if you have a high school parking permit, you become ineligible for bus transportation if you live greater than the 2 miles from school, as long as you possess a valid parking permit. So that's the same transportation regulations that existed within our school district last year, and I present with you this evening the recommendation for those bus routes. Under general business this evening, it's recommendation for 2 contracts, both specific to painting. As you are aware, we've been trying to start some refurbishment within our school campus. The primary school and the middle school received interior hallway painting this past summer. Based upon the scope of work that was finalized, I'm exceeding the threshold by an additional $6,000 plus or minus per contractor. So I'm asking for additional permission to pay them for the work that's actually going to be done prior to the first day of school. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
The reason for the overage?
Increased scope of work after we painted the hallways. To be honest with you, the gray, dark gray paint that remained in the bathrooms became hideous, and it was really a deterrent to everything that looked positive in the hallways. So I recommended that the bathrooms get painted. We were going to try to wait, but after we painted the hallways, it made them look atrocious. So we had wonderful bright colors in the primary school with very dark gray bathrooms that were very dreary. So we decided to try to paint the bathrooms to make them as bright as possible for the kids as well. But the primary school got the most significant facelift. And as you tour, and I would encourage you to do that as open houses are coming, and we're happy to coordinate that when you do your school visitations. But the kids are going to be wowed. It's been wonderful to see all the social media responses, both from kids, teachers, and parents about the primary school. The middle school is much more conservative. It is maroon and bagel, which is a form of gold and brown. So it's just a 2-tone color, but it is not as bright and energizing as the primary school. So
Bagel.
That's what you're.
it's called bagel.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Bagel and cordovan, so it's just bagel.
You know, the maroon is pretty close.
Maroon
to
and
lox.
gold?
It's very
close to lox.
it's very
Bagel and lox.
soothing, but it did make a huge difference. But the overage is because we decided to paint the bathrooms.
Technically, the maroon is cordovan.
Yes, the maroon is called cordovan.
Yeah,
Cordovan and bagel.
All right.
Any questions? Other questions? Okay, may I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Kalinowski?
Yes.
Mr. Newmoff?
Yes.
Mr. Bush?
yes.
Vice President Darrow?
Yes.
President McClelland?
Yes. And then I just need a motion for us to adjourn tonight's special meeting. Mr. Darrow, Mr. Bush, have a roll call, please.
Vice President Darrow?
Yes.
Mr. Bush?
Yes.
Ms. Kalinowski?
Yes.
Mr. Newmoff?
Yes.
President McClelland?
Yes, and we are adjourned. Thank you very much.